Tonight, we step back into a slower world, a world before glowing screens, before highways, before the constant hum of modern life, a world lit softly by oil lamps, and in that quiet, flickering light, a story begins. The story of John D. Rockefeller. Take a slow breath and settle in. In the year 1839, in a small town called Richford, New York, a child was born into a world that was still simple. Wooden homes, dirt roads, long, quiet evenings. There was nothing extraordinary about the setting, nothing to suggest that one day this quiet beginning would ripple across the entire world. But sometimes, the most powerful stories begin quietly. Rockefeller's childhood was shaped by contrast. His father was often away, a traveling salesman, unpredictable, restless. His mother was the opposite, calm, deeply religious, disciplined. She believed in structure, in patience, in careful living. And young John listened. He learned early that life could be uncertain, but numbers made sense. Numbers stayed where you put them. They added up, they balanced, they told the truth. As a boy, he began keeping small records, tiny accounts of money earned, money spent, a few cents here, a few cents there. Nothing dramatic, but over time, those small habits formed something powerful, a way of seeing the world. Imagine a quiet room, lit by candlelight. A young boy sits at a wooden desk, carefully writing in a ledger, each number placed deliberately, each line neat, controlled. Outside, the world moves unpredictably, but inside, everything is ordered, everything is calm. Years pass, the boy becomes a young man, and the world begins to change. America is growing. Railroads stretch across the land. Cities begin to expand. Industry slowly awakens, and Rockefeller steps into it. At 16 years old, he takes a job as a bookkeeper in Cleveland, Ohio. It is not glamorous work. No spotlight, no excitement, just numbers, ledgers, columns, balance sheets. But for Rockefeller, this is not boring. This is peace. Day after day, he studies the flow of money, where it comes from, where it goes, how small changes create larger outcomes. He becomes known for something simple, reliability. He shows up, he works, he learns, quietly, always quietly. As you listen, notice the rhythm of his life. Nothing rushed, nothing chaotic, just steady, consistent movement forward. Soon, Rockefeller enters business, trading goods, working with partners, building small ventures, each step careful, each decision measured. He avoids unnecessary risk. He studies before acting, and slowly he begins to grow. Then something happens, something that changes everything. In the 1850s and 1860s, deep in the ground of Pennsylvania, a strange, dark substance begins to rise. Oil. At first, it is messy, unpredictable, difficult to refine, but it burns. And when it burns, it creates light. In a world still wrapped in darkness, after sunset, this changes everything. Oil lamps begin to replace candles. Homes become brighter. Streets become safer. Nights become longer. And Rockefeller sees something others do not. He does not rush to drill oil. He does not chase the chaos of discovery. Instead, he looks at the system, the refining, the process, the structure behind it all. Where others see excitement, he sees inefficiency. And where there is inefficiency, there is opportunity. So he begins refining oil, quietly, carefully, In 1870, he forms a company, Standard Oil. There are no grand announcements, no dramatic declarations, just a clear intention to create order in a chaotic industry. And this is where the story slows and deepens. Rockefeller does not grow his company through sudden leaps. He grows it through systems. He studies every step of production, how oil is transported, how it is stored, how it is refined, how it is sold. He reduces waste, improves efficiency, negotiates better deals over and over and over again. Imagine a network, pipelines stretching quietly beneath the land, railroads carrying barrels across long distances, refineries working steadily, day and night, everything connected, everything flowing, and at the center of it all, a man who prefers silence over noise. Standard Oil begins to expand, not loudly, but relentlessly, one company at a time, one agreement at a time. It grows. Competitors struggle to keep up. Some sell their businesses, others fade away, and gradually, Standard Oil becomes something new, not just a company, but a system. By the late 1800s, it controls nearly all oil refining in the United States, 90%. Pause for a moment and let that number settle. In a country rapidly industrializing, one company controlling almost all of its oil. To some, this is brilliance. To others, it feels unsettling. And so, the quiet story begins to attract attention. Journalists begin to write. Newspapers print stories. Questions are asked. Is this too much power for one man, for one company? Among those who investigate is Ida Tarbell, a writer who studies Standard Oil closely. Piece by piece, she reveals how the company grew, the strategies, the negotiations, the advantages. The public begins to see what was once hidden. And with awareness comes pressure. The government begins to act. In 1890, a law is passed, the Sherman Antitrust Act. Its purpose is simple: to prevent any one company from becoming too powerful. But laws take time, and Standard Oil continues until finally, in 1911, the United States Supreme Court makes a decision. Standard Oil must be broken apart. The company is divided into smaller pieces. Many expect this to end Rockefeller's power, but something unexpected happens. Even as the company is split, his wealth grows because he owns shares in all the new companies, and as they succeed, so does he. Quietly, steadily, his fortune rises past anything the world has seen before, until one day he becomes something entirely new. A billionaire, the first in modern history. Pause again and imagine that, a single individual holding more wealth than entire industries once did. And yet, the story does not end there, because Rockefeller begins to change. As he grows older, his focus shifts from building wealth to giving it away, not randomly, not impulsively, but with the same structure, the same discipline that built his empire. He creates foundations, funds universities, supports medical research. The University of Chicago grows with his support. The Rockefeller Foundation begins to address global health. Diseases are studied, education expands, opportunities grow, and once again, quiet systems begin to shape the world. In his final years, Rockefeller lives slowly. He walks through gardens, breathes in the air, reflects, no longer building, but observing. The world he helped shape continues to move. Cities glow with electric light, industries expand, energy flows across nations, and beneath it all, the echoes of his system remain. Now, as you rest, think about how quiet this story truly is. No sudden explosions of change, no single dramatic moment, just small decisions made consistently over time. A life built not on noise, but on rhythm. And as your thoughts begin to slow, as your breathing becomes softer, let that rhythm stay with you, steady, calm, continuous, like the quiet turning of a system that never needs to rush. And as the world outside fades into stillness and the lights grow dim, the story of John D. Rockefeller drifts gently into the background, not ending, just settling, like everything else, into rest.